I would like to ask you, since 2007, how many attempts did you have in order to solve this situation with TVR?
Well, since 2010, 2011, we've agreed a number of different payment plans with TVR. We first discussed the actual debt that was owed to the European Broadcasting Union with the Romanian government during a visit in February 2013. And at the end of 2013, we signed a payment plan which actually waived late interest charges. Following that, TVR stopped paying the monthly installments that were agreed and then only made small sporadic payments. We have employed many means over the last few years to help solve the difficult financial situation of TVR. We provided strategic advice, legal advice. We've conducted visits and meetings, of course, with TVR as well as the government, Parliament, with the President's office as well. And we constantly, during that time, promoted the idea of a truly independent public service media and the value of that in Romania that ensures pluralism and contributes to informed citizenship. So we've made many attempts over the last 4 years to restructure this debt and make payments feasible for TVR, and sadly, those attempts led to the situation we're at now.
But is there a rule that states the fact that a country will be excluded from Eurovision following the non-payment of debts? Is there a deadline?
We wanted to avoid this situation, of course, which is why we sent many letters. We've had many meetings over the past few years. It became apparent, though, in March of 2016, this year, that the actual insolvency of TVR was a possibility. This was something that was said by the government itself, in fact. And in March of this year, we decided that because of the threat of insolvency, that we had to take action on this. There wasn't a deadline to pay over the last few years, but the deadline actually came about in March because of this announcement from the government. This was in March of this year. And then we sent a number of letters to the government saying that payment had to be made. We had to come to arrangements over the next few weeks. And on the 15th of April, we sent a final letter to TVR and to the government to say that should payments not be made, 10 million Swiss francs by Wednesday, the 20th of April, and then arrangements be made to be paid back the 6 extra million francs owed by the end of the year, that we would, in fact, withdraw member services from TVR. So that was on the 15th of April. But we did write many times. The 2nd of March, we wrote to the Romanian Prime Minister. He sent in March 2016 a final notice for completion of the payment plan. And in March 2016, TVR's Director of International Relations indicated their inability to sign such a plan because of the absence of leadership and a permanent Director General at TVR. We then sent another letter on March the 29th to the Minister of Finance, warning that Television Romania faced exclusion from member services if agreement to pay back the debts could not be reached. That was late March. And then, of course, the letter on April the 15th gave the final deadline.
So they knew in April that they... So you notified them in April. They knew about...
They knew in March, in fact. They knew in March if they could not pay back, there would be consequences such as we've seen in the last few days.
They said, TVR said, it came as a shock to them, your decision. They had no idea that they would be excluded, because if they pay the fee to enter the contest, they said it's okay.
Yes, the fee to enter the Eurovision Song Contest is totally different from the debt owed to the rest of the E.B.U, because, of course, the Eurovision Song Contest is a member service. It's one of the many services that we offer, including legal advice, research expertise, sports rights negotiations, of course, as well. And much of the debt owed to the E.B.U by Television Romania is, in fact, sports rights related, which has built up over the last 7 years. So the actual fee for the Eurovision Song Contest is a participation fee, and this was paid, yes, and we asked for that to be paid ahead of the participation. Often there are different ways of paying the fee, but we asked for it to be paid up front, and yes, indeed, it was paid to us. But that's unrelated to the debt, of course, and because that no action was taken on the debt, and we did ask over the last few months for that it became a matter of urgency, particularly in March this year, because no satisfactory action was taken on that, all member services, which include participation in the Eurovision Song Contest, were suspended. And actually in March of this year, we informed TVR, we sent a final notice for completion of the payment plan. And then on March the 29th this year, we sent a letter to the Romanian Ministry of Finance and to the President of the Senate warning that TVR faced exclusion from member services if agreement to pay back the debts cannot be reached. So TVR were aware in March that this could happen.
I understand. Can you send me this notification if it's not, I don't know.
I'm not sure we can send, because they're obviously private letters, so I'm not sure we can actually do that. But I can. These are the dates that we sent them on, so we can certainly prove that we sent them.
I understand. So,
and then of course the 15th of April was the final letter we sent to TVR and to the government saying that if payment was not arranged by Wednesday the 20th of April, that these measures would follow. So they were warned in March and then again in April, and we heard nothing from the government between the 15th of April and the 21st of April because the deadline was actually extended by a day. We heard nothing about that.
I understand. So Ovidiu Anton will be allowed to sing off contest? Can this be?
No, because Television Romania has been had all member services withdrawn, and that means that it's the broadcaster, of course, that takes part in the contest, not the country, but the broadcaster. And Television Romania will no longer be taking part in the contest because they've had member services withdrawn, and therefore the artist chosen by TVR will not be performing in the contest.
I understand. Are there other countries in danger to be excluded from Eurovision because of non-payment debts, or Romania?
From the Eurovision Song Contest?
Yes.
No country between now and the Eurovision Song Contest is in danger of being excluded. No.
I understand. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you need to know?
Yes. We are sorry. We're sorry we're not there with you this year. Good luck with Eurovision.
Thank you. No, well, we're very sorry that this has had to happen. Of course, we don't enjoy doing this, but unfortunately, it's been a situation that has been brought to a head by the threat of insolvency, and it's sad to have to exclude Romania, particularly from the Eurovision Song Contest, of course. But hopefully, we can find a solution over the coming months to this ongoing issue.
Hopefully. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.